Today, we're talking about something pretty unsettling. A superstar's home, the one place they should feel safe, was completely violated. And we're going to dive into why this whole situation with Ariana Grande is actually way more disturbing than it looks on the surface.
And this comment right here, man, it just says it all, doesn't it? She trusted them in her home. That's what this whole thing boils down to. A huge, shocking violation of trust, right in the one place she's supposed to be able to let her guard down.
So, let's set the scene. Picture this, a totally normal private get-together at Ariana Grande's house. She's with friends, they're reportedly just hanging out, watching some RuPaul's Drag Race. Sounds pretty chill, right? Well, that quiet night got blown to pieces when these secret photos of her and Ethan Slater snapped inside her home just suddenly appeared all over the internet.
And the way this went down just makes the betrayal so much worse. I mean, these photos were taken in secret, without her knowing. And to prove they were legit, the person who leaked them actually posted them as live images. You know that feature on your phone that captures a little bit of video? Yeah, that. So this wasn't some long-lens paparazzi shot. No way. This was someone who was allegedly a guest in the room recording a private moment.
So naturally, everyone is asking the same thing. Who on earth would do this? It didn't take long for the internet to start connecting the dots and pointing the finger at one person who is allegedly behind this whole mess.
And the name that keeps coming up is a guy identified online as Franco. He's the one who people are saying not only took these pictures, but then threw them online for everyone to see, basically turning a private hangout into a public spectacle.
Okay, so just look at this alleged sequence of events. It's really disturbing, because it didn't just stop with leaking the photos. Oh no. This Franco guy then supposedly hopped on a live stream to soak up all the attention. And that's when he started sharing really sensitive, private tea about Ariana's personal well-being. This thing went from a huge invasion of privacy to a straight-up public attack fast.
Which brings us to the million-dollar question, right? Who let him in? How did this guy even get into her house in the first place? Who in her circle, her trusted inner circle, brought him there? It just makes you wonder, who can she actually trust anymore, even in her own home?
Now, to really get why this leak is so unnerving, you have to realize that this isn't just a one-off thing, not even close. For Ariana Grande, this is just the latest event in what's been a truly terrifying pattern of invasions into her life.
And this timeline, wow, it puts it all into a really chilling perspective. Just look at this. She has already dealt with a stalker who broke into her home, get this, over 100 times. That same person later came back with a knife. So when a supposed guest pulls something like this, it's not just a breach of trust. It hits a nerve, tapping into this very real, very deep fear. The danger isn't just some stranger outside anymore. This time, it was someone who was let right in the front door.
And these are her own words from a court statement about that stalker. She said, "The fact that Mr. Brown has been regularly coming into my home terrifies me." And listen to this part. "I fear that he will attempt to physically harm or murder me or members of my family." This is so far beyond celebrity drama. This is a real person living with a constant life-or-death fear.
So on top of violating her safety and her privacy, this leak also basically threw gasoline on the already raging fire of public chatter about her relationship with Ethan Slater.
And almost immediately, you had these two completely different stories bubbling up online. On one side, you've got people saying, is this some kind of PR stunt? A calculated move to get ahead of the narrative? But then, on the other side, you have a totally different take. A lot of people are pointing out that her relationship with Slater seems way more private than her past ones, suggesting it's more of a mature love. And from that point of view, this leak is just a disgusting violation of that privacy they were trying to maintain.
But wait, there's more. Because all of this huge security crisis, is happening at the exact same time another storm is brewing. And this one is coming from inside her own fan base. It just adds this whole other layer of intensity to an already really tough situation.
And this chart right here really breaks down the problem. You see that first bar? Fan demand for the Eternal Sunshine Tour is sky high, absolutely through the roof. But then look at the availability. It's incredibly low, mostly because bots and scalpers are snatching everything up, which leads to that third bar. The resale prices have become insane. We're talking up to $2,000 for seats in the nosebleeds. Just wild.
And this quote from a really big fan account pretty much sums up how a lot of fans are feeling. There's nothing left to defend. Fans are ignored. No transparency, no accountability. They're basically saying that when they tried to speak up about this whole ticketing mess, they either got total silence or, worse, they actually got blocked by her team.
Yeah, and we're not talking about some tiny little fan page here. The account that posted that, Ariana Grande Press, had over 622,000 followers. For an account with that kind of reach to just shut down and protest, well, that's a huge statement. It really shows you the disconnect that's happening between her team and some of our most loyal supporters.
So let's just recap. You've got threats coming from the outside. You have betrayal happening on the inside. And then you have this growing frustration from the very people who are supposed to be her biggest supporters. It all circles back to this one really unsettling question for the world we live in now. When a private life is constantly under siege like this, where do you even draw the line between a devoted fan and a dangerous intruder?